Well, here we are in Origins. Blue, and I'm just going to play through my mistakes, whatever they are. Blue has decided, hey, it sucks to be me. I'm in Era 3. I'm going to do a revolution because my victory points aren't aligning with what my cards are. And I'm just going to switch with green. They can do that because green's in a Dark Age. And oh look, they just jumped way ahead in victory points because they're holding 5, 6 more points in that than they were in the card that they had. Well, that was kind of fun. Now, I wouldn't put it past green to take it back. Now we just go to the stability roll, which is at -2, which could be a bad thing. And they end up definitely going and losing the rest of their turn. And that's the disadvantage to going into a revolution. And let's remember to remove their pieces this time, like we didn't with red. And that should be it for them, right? I can never remember what all these little things do. Yep. Alright, so on to poor green, who just saw their victory points drop a little bit. Only by 2, though. Blue definitely wanted that a lot more than green does. Well, green responds by drawing a medium level 2 card, and they get one that they actually really want, and nobody else has any elders to bid. So they get a bonus out of this. They get alphabet. Why do they really want it? Well, now information's important to them. It also gives them naturalist, which allows them to use this to cultivate animals or plants without having to use a card for that. And that's kind of cool to them. So they pick that up. Let's make their chaos roll, which is unsuccessful. And they really need to work to get to their, it's really hard to get to that second level of energy. The only way that I see of getting it is off of the biofuel, really, unless there's some card that'll give it. So nobody's been making it there. They get to do, I guess, their population expansion if they want to. I don't know if they particularly do want to. They're trying to figure out how to get one of their cards over without entering the Golden Age. And I don't see anything that does that. They want to get some stability back. Is there a way of them, if they can start pushing some of these down, they can do that, but they wanted to draw a card and see what happens. Population expansion, well, they don't really want to. Is there a trade that they could make? Not really, I don't think. I have to look that up. Can they do it if they... Well, the only thing they could get is sickness, which they don't really desire. That doesn't seem worth making deals for. So, I steal a card at random from a player, from an opponent's hand. That's espionage. Espionage is an option instead of sabbing raids. Okay. Yeah, I don't see how you get your cards back easily. Except through the Golden Age action, which is not terribly valuable to them at this point. So, population actions just do not look like something they want to do. They have... Oh wait, greens are open now. Maybe I want to migrate. Can I get near fuel? Because fuel is what I need. And I need fuel with a minus. I see Hawaii. I'd need boats to get there. And that's not terribly... Oh, no, I want fuel with a plus, not a minus. Ah, jeez. There's not going to be any of that. There's biofuel down here. I can't get to that. Well, maybe I can hope for that. Alright. Geez, I don't know. Let's get these guys moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one action. I think I can keep taking actions. The way it sounded is I could spawn somebody on top of this and move from the errata. So I think I can keep taking actions with him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. And I got one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to try to get over to North America. I can't get there now, but can I? Hey, why not? There's an ice age. Why not? All right. Why hasn't anyone else bothered? I don't know. All right, well, there we go. Black tried to do a fecundity decrease. They stole a card to do it. They're figuring, you know, look, the only way out of this is to get that innovation up and stop being stuck in this spiral of doom. Well, they got hit by it again and lost one of their pieces, so they're falling further and further behind there. Let's go on to red. White draws the New Testament, and red is going to buy that. But first, we have Ania Kachak, which has to blow up somewhere. I don't see it. See the level 4s. I don't see it. Sounds like it should be in Turkey, but I don't see it there. Oh, there it is. Oh, how terrible. And that goes here. Okay, and red's going to buy this card, which gives them acculturation powers. They lose their elder, which is the disadvantage to it. They didn't want to lose an elder, but getting a card seems worthwhile. They can always produce another elder, I guess. And we go on to white. White wants chaos. That's what they're aiming at. And they do not get it again, so they get a population actions again, and they get a bunch of them. They're just growing and growing and growing, and try to spread out a little bit. Well, blue, and I think they probably went into chaos, I'm not positive, at some point or another and freed white, but it didn't happen as far as I'm concerned because I can't remember and I'm not positive of it. They did get attacked a couple of times. They were in the unique position. They took a fecundity decrease, dropped someone down, did their action with the population action spread out, and they've got a goal in mind. They're just going to try to keep their population number low enough that they can maybe play this and, you know, cultivate a plant and see if that helps them. It doesn't look like it's going to help much, but at least some things require a higher footprint, and then they'd be able to grab this card and use it to try to get biofuel or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. On to green. Green also went with the same route, going for the fecundity decrease, and then used their population actions. I don't remember what. One to be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and they ended up having to attack white, trying to get through there. But they have 3 actions, so they can take another population action and drop someone here. Now that's not great. That's putting them in the realm of chaos again. But they just got to try to do something to get somewhere. And it feels very much the same kind of frustration that I had with High Frontier. Eventually, after a second play or third play or something, I felt a little more comfortable with. So maybe this game, you know, once you get a feel for how to manipulate the levers, it gets a little bit more pleasant. Right now, the early part was really, really simple, and now I'm at this kind of, shit, I don't know how to make my cultures advance. It looks like I'm real close, but again, like getting something that can fly a powerful enough rocket to drop off a factory somewhere all in one blow, it may take more thinking than I'm capable of doing on an early play of the game. Which is a good thing in terms of the game being replayable, because otherwise, you know, if what would make me comfortable right now was happening, the game would be over. It would be like, well, what happened? So there's some thinking and decisions that have to be made at this level. Anyway, I'll go on to black. My frustration doesn't mean it's a bad game, it just means that I feel like I'm being an idiot. Well, red made the bump up that they wanted at least. They had this card in their hand. They ended up playing an Elder. They had to do this. How did they get one? They got one off this card. And then the card they were holding allowed them to downgrade that Elder to make a roll on the plant table. They were in a +1 space. They got the grass seed. So now they're up to a footprint of 3, which has just put them ahead of everybody, kind of. And now they can take this trigger, which is to bring their Elder back into place. And this card goes into their pool. Now that's a useful card to anyone, but whoever it is needs to have an Elder. I don't think the order of these things is important. I'm not positive of that. Maybe that you can... Basically, that's important because if you can recharge your Elder before you play that, then you don't end up as boned as you do otherwise. Alright, well, so that gives red their advantage. They get to roll for chaos. Hey, lucky them. And they're at a 3. And yay, they win, they get some chaos. Which means they lose, yeah, let's try to remember, half their people. Well, that's 1. Everybody's in a city. Shit. I'm going to lose the Auroch one because I don't want to give somebody that same advantage of that plus plant. I think that's too good, and nobody really wants to get a high-valued animal one that doesn't give anybody anything anymore, except for the city location. It makes it easy to get. Okay, so that's one action there. They enter the Dark Age. They're already in one. They're not in a Golden Age, so they can't go into the end of the game. They suppress their public card. Oh, what a shame. And their turn ends, and we go over to white. And white still can't buy chaos. They did do some actions. They didn't increase their chaos chance, but they managed to get into Alaska. Now if the Ice Age ends before they die out, they can make it down into the Americas, where sits the only places where biofuel is easier to get than a 1 in 6 chance. The 1 in 6 chance seems pretty risky. They also don't have the ability to do that because they're still enslaved. They don't have the card for it either, but this card could work, at least for red, if not for them. Alright. Well, up this one goes too.